morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to show you guys something here soon, but let me just get some, before we do that, let me put, I gotta do some polishing up. But good morning, everybody. I really like doing these live streams. It's just fun to me, so I'm gonna keep doing them. I was watching a video just now. I like this guy. I think he, he's very passionate about the things that he says. I don't agree with a lot of it, to be honest. I think, I think there's many ways to accomplish wealth, right? And I don't say wealth, and one thing that I love about his perspective, the guy that I'm about to watch his video, is that he doesn't just see wealth as monetary, right? It's also the life that you have. It's also, I don't know if he's Christian or not, but to me, I want to get to the kingdom with an empty suitcase. I want to come to the kingdom with wealth in here, right? And so I think that's what true wealth is, and there's a lot that you can learn, right, through your experiences here, through facing the adversities, understanding the difference between love and hate, and pain and love. And so anyways, I say that to say he does have a holistic view when he's talking about the things that he believes. But I will say this, he's so passionate about the things that he believes, and he's an older guy. So he has a lot of conviction in his opinion, and he's not wrong. But I also don't like sometimes when people think everybody else is wrong because they know they're right. There's a lot of ways to be right? So with that being said, man, let's go ahead and watch this in the meantime while I'm polishing up this app that I want to show you guys the updates that I did. Good morning, by the way. My way, good morning. Fresh Boy, good morning. Daniel, good morning. Thank you guys for jumping on the live, man. And even if you're just listening to it on some headphones, you know what I mean. And I know there's a lot of barbers in here that are probably in a barber shop following me or whatever. There might be some game in here, but this is what I do, man. I grow, I invest in myself every single day, and I love it. So, anyways, let's go ahead and check this out.
You guys are getting a bonus video today. You want to know why? Didn't I just make a video this week saying something will spook the market? We don't know what it's going to be. Something will spook it. Aliens, Sasquatch, Bigfoot.
I mean, this is common sense, right?
Wave,
he's not wrong, though.
Meteor, aliens. Trump tweets about tariffs, spooks the shit out of the market.
The heck
spooks
happened?
It.
Oh, there we go.
I got to come out and say this. I could spot a day trader Read this comment. This is a day trader. This is a day trader because I put...
Let me read it. All three indexes are down. Whether day trader, ETFs, we all took a hit. The market needs this to go back higher. Yeah, well, I mean, generally speaking, if all indexes are down, if ETFs are down, crypto was down, everything was down. But that's normal. Completely normal. It doesn't define whether someone's successful or not. If you trade or you invest, I don't care if you invest in conservative long-term things, in traditional businesses, in big cap stocks, large cap stocks, there's gonna be down markets. Just a Trump tweet could affect it, right? But what you can't do is let that mess up your strategy fundamentally, because like we just saw this weekend, Trump does another tweet that says China's going to be all right, we're working with them, and the market skyrockets. I bought the dip. You buy the dip. When the tariff thing happened, the tariff war started, I bought the dip. When the pandemic happened, I was scared like everybody else, but after a few weeks, I bought the hell out of the dip. NVIDIA, all that. Like, he's not wrong, right?
put up a post. Who remembers Sanford and Son? Remember Sanford and Son? If you grew up in the 70s and 80s, chances are you grew up on What's Happening, Sanford and Son, Different Strokes, Family Ties, and all those damn shows. You grew up on a lot of those shows, right? Every time I eat guacamole, you remember Fred loved guacamole, and he always thought the Puerto Rican dude, I forgot his name, yo. Who's the Puerto Rican dude? Put it in the comment section. The Puerto Rican dude from Sanford and Son. He always thought he was Mexican. Every time I have guacamole, it brings me back to Sanford and Son. But I put up this post, and this person chimed in. All 3 indexes was down. Everybody took a hit, not just day traders. You need the market to go down to come back up again. Who told you that? You need the markets to go down to come back up again? Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. With the news...
You don't need the markets to go down to stabilize, to go back up again? Let's hear what he means by that.
And what influencers, they regurgitate the same shit. They do.
That's what's going on.
You need a sell-off for it to come back. It don't always come back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a real investor.
I don't know if you guys missed it. Let me try to fix this. My bad, y'all. There you go. Let me run that back because y'all might have missed that.
Take the same shit. They do. You need a sell-off for it to come back. It don't always come back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a real investor.
Well, with the context, right? He said indexes. He said indexes, ETFs, and stocks. Well, it depends on the stock, right? But 80% of the time it comes back. I mean, isn't that a statistical fact? The markets go up 70 or 80% of the time. You're going to have dips. You're going to have 20%, 10% corrections in the market. And it's going to stabilize because human nature, bro. People get excited about stuff and then it cools off and less money starts to flow into the market, or they get excited about something else like crypto and money starts flowing into that market. And so things dip a little bit in the stock market. And I mean, in the context of what the commenter was saying, I mean, he's not wrong either. It's true, right?
You've been doing this for over 20 years. I've been doing this for over 20 years. There was the lost decade where from the .com crash, like 2001, 2002, the markets didn't come back to where they were in the 99 and the 2000 highs to like 2013, 2014. You had to literally have the stomach to keep putting your money in for like 10 or 11 years, yo. It took that long for it to come back. So markets don't always come back right away, all right? They could keep selling off. That person got their ass cheeks.
It can keep selling off, but you know when it keeps selling off though, don't you? When the recession happened, if you're listening to Jerome Powell, obviously he wasn't in the Federal Reserve back then, but I'm talking about, if we had an instance like that, you're listening to Jerome Powell and everything is doomsday. Interest rates are going up. We're scared of a recession. The banks are talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. Things ain't gonna go up. And then if you understand how the markets work, you can see the volume of how of the money that's going into the markets, of the trades. If people are shorting, if people, you can tell, right? Don't get me wrong. There's people who are in the markets and shouldn't be because they're not educated. But it's no different to me than like when barbers come to me and say they can't make any money, you can't make six figures. But I got 90 barbers or 80 something barbers that make six figures. Like just because it doesn't work for you, it might just be you're missing pieces, you're missing information. But you know when it's selling off and it's selling off, and you should just be buying the dip the whole time it's selling off. If it's a good company, if you look at the financials and it's a healthy company and the fundamentals haven't changed, and the only reason why it's selling off is because of something more macro, then, you got to be realistic on what the ROI, when it's going to turn around. But if you were buying the dip in 2008, 2009, 2010, you were happy about buying the dip. Just like if you bought real estate in 2008, 2009, 2010, you were happy. Did you have to wait 5 years for it to turn, 3 years for it to turn around? Yes, but it was worth it. And that's why if you're a smart investor, first of all, don't quit your day job, live below your means, make sure your credit's still good, remain bankable. That way you can take advantage of these situations when the market's fearful, right?
Clap today. I can guarantee you. I didn't take a hit. I actually got paid by 2 dividend stocks that paid me out dividends. I reinvested the dividends while the market was down.
And here's the thing too. It's okay for a day trader to get clapped, right? Like, if they're good day traders, you should expect it to happen because you don't know when Trump is going to tweet something crazy or Jerome Powell is going to say something insane. And not insane or crazy, but you guys get what I'm saying. Just something that's going to change the sentiment of the market. So it's about management. It's about risk management. It's about not overextending yourself. You have a bankroll. You have a certain amount of money to work with. You know you have to manage that and make sure you don't put all your eggs in one basket. Now, some people do if they have the conviction, but I mean, a lot of these guys are really smart at what they do, man. You'd be surprised.
Making that snowball.
But I think that, to be fair, I think that the YouTuber here, and out of respect, let me see if I can get his name.
I didn't sell.
The No Regrets Show. So I don't know his name, but it's not out of disrespect or anything like that. But the No Regrets Show, the host here, the creator of the channel, he's speaking to a certain demographics, right? He's speaking to a certain class of people who typically don't grow up learning the stock market, right? And I'm one of those people. I didn't grow up that way. I grew up in a blue collar household, poor, not middle class, poor. And you think we ever talked about this stuff? It was gambling to us. Everybody thought it was gambling. Everybody told me it was gambling, all these things. I didn't know how vast the stock market is until I started reading, until I started educating myself. And so I like people to empower that. Like if you want to do day trading, chances are you're not going to make money because the typical person is not going to do the due diligence that's necessary to be successful at it. Right? And so for most people, what he's saying is going to work better. Just dollar cost average into some safe stocks, into some safe indexes, the S&P 500, QQQ, good companies that have proven. Like if you can get Coca-Cola cheap because Trump tweeted some stupid thing, go buy Coca-Cola. That thing has survived world wars, right? And made money in world wars. So, he's not wrong, but I also want to challenge people to understand that, dude, if you commit to this, if you put the work in, just like anything else, you can make a lot of money trading. And I'm not saying day trading because most people don't have the time to do that shit. I don't day trade. I own multiple businesses. I don't got time for that. But I will sell some puts. I will sell some covered calls, some 30-day, 45-day, 25-day DTEs. And that takes me 30 minutes a month. Right? And I'm not trying to sell nothing here. I'm just telling you guys that as an entrepreneur who likes to diversify, I love it all. I have the S&P 500. I have the QQQ. I buy that every single month. My kids have Roth IRAs. I own millions of dollars in real estate. I own multiple businesses in different industries. So I get being smart with your money. But I'm telling you right now, my son, he's making a cool 6 figures, living below his means, has an extra $50K every year to put into the market. I'm telling him, go learn how to sell premium. Go learn how to sell premium. You'll never, ever have a problem with cash flow. You'll always have cash flow. You need to be smart about it. You need to manage your risk. But that's like everything. A small business, everything has risk to it. Just make sure you are smart about it.
Anything, okay? I didn't sell shit. I was trolling. Now, another thing they said was this. Everybody took a hit. What you mean to say is you took a hit. You panicked and sold something. I can guess that whole person's portfolio investments. They probably got 5 or 6 brokerage institutions, and it's a mess. Robinhood holds VTI, VOO, and every speculative crypto, Pepe coin, Dogecoin. It is a mess, but it doesn't have a balance of over $2,200. I guarantee their net worth is probably about $4,000. That person's net worth is very low. A lot of people that are day traders, they don't have big positions. They don't. They're not working with a lot of money, okay? I guarantee you one portfolio, Robinhood, has VTI, VOO in the same damn portfolio. They probably got some crypto in that portfolio.
Hold on. Let me hear this.
They probably got positions. They don't. They're not working with a lot of money, okay? I guarantee you one portfolio, Robinhood, has VTI, VOO in the same damn portfolio. They probably got some crypto in that portfolio. Good. They probably got O Realty, Main Street Capital, and a regular brokerage account. I would definitely keep REITs in a regular brokerage account. You want to keep those in a tax sheltered account because they charge you regular income on those. Whatever your dividend is and you collect REITs, you got to pay normal income on that. But never mind, they know everything. They got Main Street Capital. They probably got Home Depot, a little bit of that, a little bit of Altria.
Oh, this is good.
They probably did some challenges in the Robinhood. Their other portfolio, Webull, probably has every damn EV stock that was popular, AMC.
And they would have made so much money. If you would have bought Tesla, come on.
GME, it's got.
Those are crazy. AMC, GME, that was crazy. But dude, if you got 50 grand to put into the market and you choose to put 1,000 into GME or AMC because you might make 10, 15 grand out of it. It's every now and then some people want to throw it on black, man, and see what happens, right?
Every one of those graveyard, Mullen, Hyliion.
But don't mortgage your house and do that like some people be doing.
Companies that went out of business, ChargePoint. They got Moomoo. Moomoo has all the crypto miners. Mara, CleanSpark, because those were hot for a while before the AI. And then after that, they probably transitioned to like C3 AI, Palantir, quantum computing. I can guarantee their portfolio.
The quantum computing thing is too early. When he says the quantum computing thing, everybody's buying that stuff, and it's just, I'm not a fan. He knows his stuff.
Dog shit portfolio. If I looked at it, I would just say, yo, sell all this bullshit and just get some savings, bro. A savings account with a 3% interest rate is going to outperform you. In the long run, a savings account is going to outperform you. I know
it's going to outperform crypto, Bitcoin. It's gonna. Don't do the meme coins, obviously, but
every stock they got a little Nvidia.
Nvidia's good.
They got a little Apple.
Good.
They got some Tesla.
Good.
They got some super microcomputer.
Good.
They got some MicroStrategy.
Good.
Oh, it is a.
You can't be serious, bro. Come on, you know your stuff. Hold on. What's wrong with Nvidia? Look at Nvidia's financials. Nvidia does $130 billion in revenue. Okay. It has a net income of $72 billion. It has a free cash flow. This is all the bills are paid. All the salaries are paid. Everything's paid. And they got 60 billion left over to do whatever the hell they want with it. Wow. How much debt do they have? How much debt do they have? 43 billion in liquid cash and 8 billion in debt. This company is not going anywhere anytime soon. It's buying back its stocks. It's buying back stocks. The valuation has the price to earnings ratio hasn't changed much in a year. I mean, it's gone down in a year, so it's cheaper than it was before. But you have to think that AI is not the future. You have to think that, AI, quantum computing, all these things are not the future, and that the capital that's pouring into building this is the company that's selling the shovels, right? One of them, right? You also have, what is it? You have the miners. You have ASML, who creates the silicone wafers, the chips. This is a great company. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, even if sales dip. And I think in 5 years, it's definitely going to grow. Tesla is definitely the future, bro. They've been dogging Tesla forever. I've been buying it forever, and Tesla has proven everybody wrong. The only stint they had was when Elon was tripping. Okay. And I'm not saying that he was tripping in his beliefs. That's his prerogative. I'm saying he wasn't paying attention to the company. And they almost voted his ass out. But now that he's back, what happened? Things turned around really, really quick. I think IonQ was early. I think I think Oklo is early. I think all of these Rigetti's really, really early. I would not be investing in those companies. But like, these companies are amazing. Why wouldn't you buy Apple? Why wouldn't you buy Apple? What's wrong with Apple? Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get what he's getting at. These are growth stocks. If you're under 40, you should be buying these stocks. If you're under 40, you should be buying these stocks. Absolutely. All right, let's continue.
Shithole, cesspool, Rocket Lab, damn stock.
Rocket Labs is a hot stock right now. It might be overpriced, but a lot of people. I did a little bit of analysis on Rocket Labs. Why isn't this site working now? I did a little bit of an analysis on Rocket Labs, and I actually like the company. And part of it is because of I didn't know how the company made its money. And after going through this rabbit hole, the company is set up to succeed. And there's a high chance that this is going to have a takeoff moment. And you guys can see they make money. They don't keep a lot of money, right? But I'm not investing in this anytime soon because they're negative 115 million in free cash flow. But what people are betting on is that that these contracts are gonna go through. There's a high probability that they do, and that's instantly gonna turn these things around, and people are gonna ride that wave. So if you want to make a bet on that, and there's people who are engineers, who are scientists, who understand the technology of Rocket Labs a lot better than you and I do, and they're putting their money into this early. They're gonna make the most money out of it. Now, I don't understand it enough. I'm not putting money into it. I might sell puts on it. I might sell covered calls on it if I had 100 shares, if I got assigned. But I don't necessarily. It's not like they can pay off their debt in less than a year. It's not like they're going to go out of business anytime soon. There's a lot of money behind them. And so if you just want to collect premium from them, you don't expect the price to drop much. I can see people buying them. Now, again, this ain't for most people. So he's got a point about Rocket Labs, but it's not a terrible company either.
These grifters put out there. They got barbecued today. Day traders got barbecued today. They got barbecued. They got fish fried, dyed, laid to the side with extra hot sauce.
Well, some day traders saw it coming and shorted it, right?
They got barbecued today. The same way I'm about to go get some Portuguese, Brazilian barbecue with my friends, they got barbecued today. They're like little chickens.
Hey, Manny, you said Tesla will function perfectly without Elon. Maybe, but there's also a reason why. There's also a reason why they offered Elon $1 trillion incentive, because they feel like he's the best man for the job. You don't offer somebody $1 trillion in incentive if you don't think with him you are going to be much more successful and no one can really replace him, right? So that's a little scary. It does say, that their board, the executives there, they feel a little bit differently than you, Manuel. So just something to think about.
On a spigot. You ever see those chickens just rotating on a spigot all day? They was barbecuing, jumping in and out, barbecuing. Yo, I'm telling you, those are the people that make millionaires. Those are the people that you need to make you a millionaire. When you can sit back and chill and do nothing and just let them react. They cannot not gamble. They have to. They have a problem. They have an addiction. They gamble their asses off. When the stock market is closed, they gamble their asses off with crypto because it's 24 hours. And when football and sports start up, they gamble on that shit too. They have addictions. They get lottery tickets. They do scratch offs. I
wouldn't put betting and day trading and all that stuff. Like, you can get an edge. I wouldn't put it in the same thing as like scratch offs, right?
I can guarantee you that person can't go a day without placing a bet or gambling on something. They're gambling on Robinhood that the interest rates will go down. They're gambling on Robinhood that
that would be a good bet. The sentiment from Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve is that interest rates are going to go down. Something catastrophic would have to happen for that not to happen. So that would be a good bet, right? Everything's a bet. Everything is a bet, right? It's an informed risk that you're taking, or is it not? It's a dumb bet or a good bet. Betting on interest rates dropping is a good bet.
Shutdown would go a month or two. They're gambling. I could spot them. Yep, they got barbecued. Well, it is what it is. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it. No regrets. Get it.
Yeah. Awesome, man.
I don't think trading is gambling. Everyone.
Yeah, so damn, right on cue. This next video, let's just hear this first quote and then we'll go back to what do you say?
I don't think trading is gambling. Everyone always thinks it is, but like trading is the only game where you could see your cards before you bet on them.
Yep.
You could see the chart before you bet on the chart. Whereas if you go to the casino, you bet and then they give you the cards. In August 14, I made the most money on it, $75,000.
Nice.
But had I held one more day, it would have been $200,000.
And there's those exceptions, right? Like shit, anything is possible. Anything can happen. But if you're managing your risk in the long term, just like a casino, you'll lose some, but in the long term, being a disciplined trader or investor, you will make money. You got to be okay with taking L's too. And so when the market crashes and stuff, and we put a microscope over it and act like, this is the stupidest thing to do. Look how they lost money. These guys are like, they already got into another trade. They probably bought the dip and they probably made all that money back.
So I'm just trying to keep it really simple.
The very next day, the market was up 400 points.
And I feel like most traders that do keep it simple end up finding a lot of success versus the people that overthink and overtrade and overanalyze and over everything. They kind of go crazy in here, which makes their trading crazy as well.
Yeah. All right. I wanted to go back to the video. I just wanted to look at the comment section.
Because the chart has all the data.
And again, he's not leading people the wrong direction. If you follow his advice, you will do well. This guy knows what he's talking about. It's just sometimes we're so convicted in what we do that we can't see how something else can work, right? And he's got a dope following. I mean, these people are probably all making money and good for them. All right, cool. Let's what was I doing here? All righty. Let's watch another what topic y'all wanna jump on, man? What topic y'all want to do today? More investing, more businesses, more what? The highest that I reach is at your feet, then I've done it all. God, you are my everything. Watching I watched this whole thing. He's cool. He's cool. He does a lot of what I do. If y'all get a chance to watch that. Yeah, Aisha Curry's been in her bag lately. She got to chill. Monthly average 83K. This is great. I wouldn't want to make the bulk of my income doing what this guy does. He day trades for sure. I wouldn't want this lifestyle. Let's listen to him.
Then once you experience it, you're like, man.
Just so y'all know, you can definitely make 83K a month with small businesses, with safer, more passive ways, you know. But there's a certain type of individual that likes the day trader lifestyle. But let's hear how he's trading, and if it makes sense for you.
Then once you experience it, you're like, man, I can tell other people, they might not believe it either, but like it's still true. And it still needs to be said.
I love that you said that, because I know a lot of people may just be pursuing trading just because of the fact that they think they just want to make a lot of money fast. Welcome back, everybody, to Be the Trader. Today is going to be a great day because we're out at Lance's rooftop here in Chicago. First off, thank you for bringing me out here, man.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate it.
You got lucky with the weather, so you can even do it.
Got so lucky. Like, we came here, we thought it was going to be freezing, and it feels great. We're out here on a rooftop in October, which is awesome. So, Lance, I really want you to talk about, if you can answer the question of what is the best advice you've ever been given, and what is the worst advice you ever heard?
The best advice I've ever been given, I'm gonna combine two pieces. So one thing that I think was really great is James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits. He tells how when he was a, I believe, college athlete playing baseball, his dad gave him the advice of...
By the way, if you've not read Atomic Habits, phenomenal book.
I believe, college athlete playing baseball. His dad gave him the advice of, when you're on the field, play as if nothing else in the world matters. Give it your all. But the second you step off that field, act as if it didn't even matter at all. So whether you win or lose, doesn't matter. Like, you know, you did what you could. But when you're on that field, give it your all. And I think that really resonates with really trusting in the process. And it's something that I've tried to impart upon trainees and the people I work with is like, look, you can't really control the outcome. All you can control is your results. And when it's work time, give it your all. But the second it's the weekend or you're not supposed to be working or whatever your safeguards are, maybe after 8 p.m., no more phone, no more whatever.
I love that advice.
No more markets. Then okay, just chill and have a great time.
I need to do better at that. You know, like I don't day trade nothing like that, but I can't turn it off. If it's not this, it's this. And I was just telling my wife, man, I woke up this morning at 4:30 in the morning and I went to the rec and I played basketball this morning because it's something that I love, but I never have time to do. And I've gotten out of shape. I used to be in amazing shape. And I'm like, man, I have to do something that's going to force me to change the way that I've been living lately because I just can't turn it off. And that morning when I go to the rec, it forces me to not, the moment I wake up, look at my phone, I sleep with my laptop right next to me. It's awful. And today was really, really nice. You know, I got a workout in. I played basketball. I burnt some calories. I got to think about what today looked like, and now we're here. You know, nice shower, and yeah, it's really, really cool, really, really cool. So I'm gonna try to keep that lifestyle going. I know it's kind of extreme, but it forces me to do what this guy is doing, and that's balance.
And I'd like to combine that with a piece of advice from my dad, and he would always say, you know, life is short, just chill, man. And he ended up passing away pretty early, and I think like both of those are like a really big lesson, right? Because people would think I'm super, super intense, super hardcore, must work 50,
that's what I would have thought.
You know, hours a day,
yep.
3,000 hours a week, 1 million a year.
Yes.
And like gung ho, work out this, you know, just super disciplined. And all that's true, right? That's part of playing the game and giving your all.
Yeah.
But outside of those things, like I know what I need to do to perform and be my best and achieve what I want to achieve. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, I recognize, hey, none of it matters. Life is short.
Let's go.
I have fun. I travel. I do the things that I love.
Mm-hmm.
I spend time on relationships, friends, everything. And I think that's like really the best attitude, right? Because as we learned through COVID and all of us in our own ways, like life can be short, and you do want to achieve what you want to achieve, but you also just want to live it up as if life is short, because it is.
Man, dude, I love that you said that. And first off, thank you for sharing for everyone. Because I know that all of you are going to basically take this in. If you need to rewind it, you should, because
I'm going to answer y'all questions
really
in a bit, okay?
Me personally,
yeah.
I really appreciate that.
And so many people, I'll just see on Twitter and talking to people, and they're like, oh man, like you need that hunger and you need that drive.
Yep.
Except you need it balanced with social activities and fulfillment and enjoyment. And
hey, we wouldn't be able to do these face-to-face interviews if it wasn't for
terrible
our sponsor.
Timing, brother.
Access Oasis, experience, proud, earn, all committing.
You didn't do that, and all of that might be true, but that's just because I didn't know any better back then, right? And I think over like the last decade, as I've gotten older and smarter and learned about this stuff, you really do need balance, and that balance is like going 110%, but then cooling the jets and just turning that phone off, not checking the markets, turning off the email, and just saying like, look. Okay, if you took a bad loss, figure out what you got to do to fix it, then just like, you know, unwind. And that doesn't mean get hammered and get drunk and ruin yourself, but like, you know, hit the gym, go out with friends, relax.
Enjoy your life and enjoy time, be happy, because it's short.
It is.
What about the worst advice you ever heard?
So the worst advice I've ever heard, I think I'll try and tackle just a broader thought, and it's I think what's really important is that with money or a certain achievement, I'll be happy. And nobody wants to believe that money won't make you happy, because here we are all out chasing it. We're in the financial markets, we're capitalists, we're Wall Street traders. And the truth is like, absolutely, like, trust me, I grew up with...
Here's the thing too, look, quality of life in 2025 is impacted by the amount of money you make. That's just the society we are in 2025, right? There was a time where your skills, right, being able to farm, being able to weld, be a carpenter, forge, right? Like that's what built your quality of life. Now it's different, right? And it's even different from like the 60s and 70s when we were in the gold standard. Things have changed where money is debt now. You cannot create money in our economy without debt. And the people who can get the most, when someone tells me they got a $5 million loan, you are rich. And I know that goes over a lot of people's heads because they don't understand that, you know, everyone can't get a $5 million loan. They are going to put you through so much scrutiny, the banks. They're going to look at your personal financial statements, your bank statements, your tax returns for 3 years, sometimes further back. I mean, I've had these people show up to my warehouse, come to my house, meet me here, and ask me about my vision, ask me about my plans. You name it, they ask for it. And the more money that you're asking for, the more cash. You got to be rich in order to get $1 million in loans. I'm not talking about a mortgage. I'm talking about a real bank business loan or a personal loan for whatever the hell you want, right? But if you want a business loan, you got to produce enough cash flow to be able to cover the debt service. People don't realize that. And your credit got to be great, and your business credit got to be great. And if you think, oh, this guy's been bankrupt, he's been able to do it, his business went bankrupt, not him personally. So he can still personally guarantee things. And chances are he has enough collateral so that they can pin that debt against the collateral just in case you default. They can take your house. They can take real estate. They can take whatever. You have to be wealthy to be able to take that much money. And people take that money just like Elon did when he bought X. Just like, we looked at some financials of NVIDIA. They have $8 billion in debt, but they got $60 billion in cash or $40 billion in cash. They don't need the debt, but that's how you create money into the economy, and that money grows the economy. And the more the GDP grows, the more cash flow, the more money that's created that flows in to empower that constant GDP growth. I hope that makes sense. Okay. All right, let's continue.
Not much money. I was working $26K a year while in debt for years. Like my special treat yourself was, $18 like dinner on a Friday and doing nothing the rest of the weekend, right?
Yeah.
And then to have this financial freedom, like, look, I'm not saying it's not great, and especially it frees you up to do like kind of what you want to do, and it relieves you of stressors. But I think you get caught on that, just what they call like the hedonic treadmill, right? Where like you adapt and your happiness set point adapts. And like reality is, I truly believe that like, yeah, money can help you from stress. But the real happiness comes like in just finding the day-to-day, the things you want to be doing, and the people you want to be doing them with.
Yeah.
And I honestly think you'll hear that a lot, but nobody believes it, because I think it's one of those things you need to experience for yourself. And I've seen over the years with my trader friends, like everyone will start off with, oh, if I just have X amount, I'll be happy.
Hey, Ghost, can you just send me a regular message? Because I don't see you in my inbox at all. So can you just like send me a regular message so that it goes up to the top of the list? Thanks, man. Thanks for your patience, bro.
Right. Then once they get X amount, as they approach that, all of a sudden it's X plus Y amount. Then it goes bigger and bigger and bigger. And you see all your friends around you end up stuck on that treadmill just because of human psychology. And like you recognize that like, oh wow, like this was all a sham the whole time. And like you hear it, but you never believe it. Then once you experience it, you're like, man, I can tell other people, they might not believe it either, but like it's still true, and it still needs to be said.
I love that you said that, because I know a lot of people maybe just be pursuing trading just because of the fact that they think they just want to make a lot of money fast, and not because that they really love this, right? That they're going to take it could take them 10 years.
If you don't enjoy this game, right? It's not going to matter. Like you're not even going to have success at it, right? You can't brute force this thing. If it's not a passion of love and you're not engaged and intellectually stimulated, I've seen those people just fall off like flies, man.
That's the problem. Most people don't have those traits, but they want to day trade because they see 83,000 a month, and then they get in. It's no different than real estate. There's people who get into real estate and they see people making millions off real estate, but once they get in, they got to deal with the bullshit. Terrible general contractors, terrible tenants, terrible permitting and zoning, and terrible taxes, and terrible insurance, and insurance companies dropping you, and the roof goes out and maintenance happens. And dude, it ain't for everybody. Real estate ain't, businesses aren't, stocks aren't. You got to find what's for you. They all work if it works for you. I mean, the stock market hasn't existed for how long it's existed, and people have made money, and like this isn't NFTs.
Never have any staying power, and they never achieve what they set out to do anyways because of that. And I think the people that have really had the most success tends to be the people that are doing what they love and finding ways to do it with the people they like as well. And once you have that, it doesn't matter about the money or anything else, because you already have it.
I got your message,
right?
Ghost.
Like it just doesn't matter.
I love
and like, look at Avicii, who had all the money, fame, everything in the world you could ever imagine. Look at Anthony Bourdain, like look at Robin Williams. You can take all these examples, and like I tried to always keep that in perspective. And once I saw myself on that treadmill where I'm like, wait a second, like I said I'd be happy with this. I said I'd be happy with this. What actually makes me happy? And you look in, and then you just really recognize that, and you're like, man, that advice was out there all the time. I just had to find it for myself.
Man, well look,
that's a bar.
I know people are going to want to learn more about you. Okay, and especially if I just heard this, I'd be like, okay, I need to follow this guy. I want to learn what you have to say.
Hey, Ghost, I sent you a follow too. That way your message don't get hidden, because I get a lot of messages, so my messages get put in like hidden requests. Like there's like three, it goes like 3 deep. Like it'll say like it'll put people who I don't follow under a box, and in that inbox will be a message request, and in that will be another folder, and it's insane how Instagram manages it. But when you get a lot of messages, how do you manage that, right? This was cool. It seems like he makes his 83K in a healthy way. He could probably make more, right? But he doesn't need more. You know, I'm not gonna say it because then it makes me sound like I'm out of touch. But all right. Oh, let's go through the questions here. Alrighty. Someone said recession talk. What about it? I don't think we're going through a recession anytime soon. I mean, let's see if I can look at the data. I can't get that song out of my head, man. If the highest that I reach is at your feet, then I've done it all. Look at that. Damn, boy. 3.75 trillion, 6.7% of that shit gone. See you wouldn't want to be you. The dollar's up. It's been down like crazy, but the dollar's up today. The U.S. 10-year yields, I think these are the treasury bonds, right? Inflation is at, what is that, 2.9%. You know, that doesn't scream recession. U.S. Treasury bonds don't scream recession. U.S. interest rates 4.25. That, you know, it's more than what you're used to in your lifetime, but historically it's very low. The market continues to grow. People think there's an AI bubble. I don't think so. I think we're going to be able to grow into the valuations that we see right now in 3 to 5 years, and it's going to continue to grow. You know, after AI is more automation, more robotics, more AGI. Then after that, quantum computing might actually be something that works and change the world. You know, when you listen to the Federal Reserve, you listen to Jerome Powell, you know, he's worried, but that's his job. He's not screaming recession. Banks, you know, their job is to the CEOs of these banks, their job is to sell, you know, and same thing with a lot of these companies. So it's just interesting times. I know there's a lot of fear mongering because a lot of stuff is going on. Social media is happening. There's wars. There's beef in politics. There's religious arguments. There's all kinds of crazy shit going on in this world. But you got to be able to ignore all that noise, because you got to understand that most of these people are looking at the world from their lens and their lens only. Okay. All right. Rolling our profits into blue chips. What do you mean by that? First off, let's define. You said what'd you say? You said, let's talk about taking profits and using small caps to buy large caps. Why would we use small caps to buy large caps? Just curious, Manuel, what your strategy is here. I think small caps are like anything under a few $100 million, maybe 500 million. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me see. Define large cap. Small caps, etc. Because I forget what the term is for each of these. All right. So large cap is over 10 billion. Actually, let me show you guys my screen here. So large cap is over 10 billion. Mid cap is 2 to 10. Small cap is 300 to 2 billion. Is that right? Oh yeah, because micro caps are under 300 million. I confused small cap with micro cap. And then you got nano caps. Sheesh, stay away from these guys. Unless you know the owner. Shoot, something like 245 could be a small cap. You got to be really careful. Micro cap. 245 could be a micro cap. If we're talking about valuation, right? So small caps are going to be, but it just depends on the company. Let me see what SoFi is. What is SoFi's market cap? I know that the stock is cheap. It's in the 20s. I mean, not cheap, but it's lower. The market cap is 33 billion. And so, no, what I do? And so that would be a large cap. Yeah, I don't see a reason for me to invest in small caps, me personally. That goes to think about what are we idolizing? Absolutely. People idolize lust, they idolize money, they idolize cars, they idolize everything except for the thing that's going to ultimately make you happy long term. Lust runs out. Motivation runs out. Cars runs out. All that stuff runs out. If that's what defines you, you're never going to be happy. You're going to go through a roller coaster throughout your whole life. What does balance really mean when building something from nothing? The idea itself feels conflicting. Why is there so much debate on whether we should balance or fully commit to the grind? No, I think there's always balance. It's just when you're in the grind, your head is down longer. There are people who want to balance every day. There's people who want to balance every week. People who want to balance every month. I personally took 5 years. I sat down with my wife when she got pregnant and I said, I'm going to bust my ass for the next 5 years. I'm going to take every opportunity. If I gotta travel, if I gotta do this, if I gotta do that, I'm gonna work 6-7 days a week, 80-hour days. Like, I know that's not 80-hour days, 80-hour weeks. I didn't have a life so that I could balance in 5 years and have all the time with my kids that I could, with my wife that I could, by the time they could remember anything. And I thank God that I did that, because the fruits of our labor is showing now, of that sacrifice is showing now. Now there's a risk there. I could have got hit by a bus. So I bought life insurance so I could guarantee either way my family was going to be good. But still, yeah, there's always got to be a form of balance, because what's the whole point then? Right? My favorite investing YouTuber's points he made was 1.7 million out of a government job, gold and silver, a 52-week high, and then I guess tariffs. Also health insurance potentially being raised. Gold and silver's 52-week high, and then I guess tariffs potentially being raised 25%. Oh wait, is this recession talk? Yeah, but we're also in a new normal. There's always all-time highs. There's always going to be all-time highs. Unless the population's cut in half, then we're going to have a really dark market, right? But there's always going to be all-time highs, and it's just what is creating it. And there's a new industry that has shrunken every other industry. SaaS is not a thing anymore. I mean, it is, but SaaS is like irrelevant when it comes to AI now, right? And if you understand the AI industry, you understand the money that has to flow in there, the infrastructure that has to be built, and the fact that this isn't about what the market wants. This is countries competing against each other. That's how big AI is. China and America and Russia and India, they are all fighting for their piece of the pie because AI is the future. It is a revolution, the same way the industrial revolution, the same way the agricultural revolution, all of these things that formed the world leaders, right? This is just a new one. And any developing country goes through those phases. They go through the agriculture phase, the industrialization phase, the innovation and tech and growth phase. And then you have AI, which is the new one, which is what every rich, huge, powerful country is fighting for. This ain't for everybody. Everybody can't do this. Countries in Africa, countries in Eastern Europe, they can't do this. They don't have the commodities, the minerals, the engineers, the education. They don't have the money, the energy. They don't have the money to do it. So this is different. It's a new normal. You understand what I'm saying? This is why I don't see a recession. So I bought Rigetti at $7. It's $50. I've made over $3,000. Shall I sell off 50% and buy more sales? I'll be honest with you, Manuel. I would personally, I'm not telling you what to buy, but I would look for different places to put that capital, because a lot of people made those investments in the hopes that quantum computing is going to be something in the next 3 to 5 years. And even the CEOs will tell you, probably not going to be a thing for another 10 years. 5 years is like ambitious. And so why would you miss out on the run of GPUs, of these energy stocks that have to power AI, of robotics, of all these things where those seem to be coming faster than quantum computing? And then get back into quantum, right? But it's not just about the ROI, it's about how quick you get that ROI. 100% is great if you make it in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years, in 4 years. But if you make it in 10, damn, you missed out on NVIDIA that rode up 1,000%, right? So it's just, it's difficult. That's why investing is what it is. But Fission, yeah. So like, if you really like Fission Energy, I like that stock. I haven't looked at it, but I'm just going to give you, the benefit of the doubt that you look at the financials, you look at the future, you look at the opportunity for growth. Maybe they have a partnership with NVIDIA, they got a partnership with Tesla, they got a partnership with AMC, AMD, right? And so, okay, this is cool. Or they got a partnership with all of the mining, the silicone mining companies and all of that stuff. I would definitely put more money into that. So thanks, Manny. Appreciate that. Well, I'm sorry, Manuel, but I don't know if you go by Manny. That's just kind of normal, right? All righty. Hope you guys are learning some stuff. Let's go through. Thanks, Isaiah. Appreciate you, man. Are you back from Tokyo yet? From Japan? Hey, cheers from the Philippines. Let's go. All right, let me keep. Did I skip some? Okay, there's this one. What are my top 3 books that I recommend reading? I don't know. You guys want to go through my book list? I'll go through my book list real quick. And this is not my physical books. So I got books right now. I got books. I got books back there, and I got books here. But it's easy to keep track of all my books on Audible. Let's see. Number 1 is the Bible. Number 1 is the Bible. Let me see if this is gonna work. Oh, okay. So these are all the books that I have on my Audible account. So you guys can see I just bought the Socratic Method, because there's so much debating and there's so much arguing going on and there's so much disagreement. And I believe that, the only way you can grow as a society is to be able to have conversations, even difficult ones, right? And so I wanted to read the Socratic Method because I learned that from, Stoicism. Socratic discussions really did shift societies and beliefs and ideas and all that, right? Okay, so Come As You Are. What the hell is that? I've never read that book. Somebody must have bought that book. because I do share this with I share this with my barbers, with some of the barbers on my team, and some of the leaders on our team. So sometimes they'll come in here and buy one. I remember one of our barbers bought like this romance book, and we was dogging him. But he just, that was just the stage of his life. It wasn't romance, but it was like, how to talk to women and stuff like that. And I get it. It's important. It's important for young men to. And I talk to my son about this all the time. We be messing with him when we go out or we're like at a resort on vacation. Bro, go talk to her. He's not down at all. He ain't down for that one bit, brother. Hold on. There you go. So it looks like at least we talking to each other. Okay. So let's look at this. So the Technological Republic, Main Street Millionaire, Gym Launch, Conscious Capitalism, How to Learn. Let's go to the early ones. I've read over 100 books. And I know this is listen, but I've listened to over 100 books. Some of these I've had for years, so you got to download them again. Crush It was I remember I loved Gary Vee during this time. Still an amazing person. I just don't watch his stuff as much. The Power Broke was a game changer for me. The Story of Alibaba was a game changer for me. Unshakable by Tony Robbins was pretty good. Girl Boss, I bought that one for my wife to check it out. But she ain't trying to be no girl boss. She's trying to be an amazing wife, an amazing human being, and an amazing mother, and she's an amazing entrepreneur too, but she's just an amazing person overall. Profit First was a great one for any business owner, self-employed person. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Damn, Crushing It, The Culture Code, The Excellence Dividend I really liked as well. Let me see. I'm trying to see ones that really caught my attention. Principles by Ray Dalio, I enjoyed. It's a little boring, but I really enjoyed it. Rich Dad Advisors, Tax-Free Wealth is a good one. The BRR, the Burr Method, the Buy, Rehab, Rent, Refinance, Repeat. It's just not. It's one of those things where it used to be something that any market could do, and there's very small markets that you can do that in these days. I mean, you can do it in any market if you get good enough at negotiating, but then you're like kind of screwing people over. I don't like the feeling. It feels icky. The Business Owner's Guide to Financial Freedom. The Secret's cool. Tools of the Titans. Damn, these books have gotten outdated kind of. Now that I'm going through this, I realize like it's better to read strategic books and development books, personal development books, and not so much tactical books, right? Damn, I read a lot of books. I hate this book, The 48 Laws of Power. It just teaches you how to be a snake. When people tell me they love that book, I'll be like, Buy Then Build is a really good one. The Hard Things About Hard Things is a really, really, really good one by Ben Horowitz, who's one of the greatest investors of all time. Like private capital. Nah. So Good They Can't Ignore You. People don't like that one. That one gonna hurt some feelings. Nothing stopping you. Be so good they can't ignore you. The E-Myth Revisited, freaking amazing. Shoe Dog is one of my favorite stories. What an amazing book. Total Recall is a great book as well. You guys know I like the Wealthy Barber. The Millionaire Fastlane was really good for like fundamentals, like really, really good. Good foundation. The innovation stack I really like. That stands out to me. The Snowball. Oh, I love this book. I don't know why some people I've shared this book to, they didn't love it. I love this book, The Snowball. Some people said it was a boring read. It's an amazing book to me, especially if you like investing. Buy Back Your Time is pretty good. All right, cool. Went through some books there. Hopefully you got some ideas of books to check out. All right, let me keep going through the comments here, and then we'll get back to watching some stuff. Oh, shit. Cool, man. Cool. Enjoy the gym. At what point do you roll or buy back a stock? You do this based on percentage of premium earned through selling the put? Well, it depends. It depends, right? It depends how, if you do a 30-day DTE and you're 2 weeks in, you got 2 weeks left, and you've collected 50% of the premium, I might close that trade. I don't roll that often. Usually I roll when I feel like I'm in danger. So if I have a 30-day DTE and I'm 3 weeks in and it's looking like I'm probably going to be assigned, I'm looking for a good day to roll it, and that might be on a red day. If another red day comes in, man, I'm rolling that to buy myself more time for like another 30 days out. I'm gonna try to lower the strike. You got to do the math and make sure you're gonna make money. So I've only had to do that in 5 months. I've only had to roll once, and that was I think it was Palantir. It was for a premium of like $2,500, right? And it got down to like negative 250%. I was like, oh my gosh. And then week 3 came around and it went up to like negative 100. And then I was like, man, it's starting to creep up. I looked at the charts. There was a lot of buying, coming in, a lot of volume. There was a lot of activity, and it had crossed the RSI. It was above the 200 and the 50. So I knew it was going up. It was trending up. So I was like, you know what? Let me hold it a couple days and see what happens. A couple days goes by, it's negative 50%. I'm just like, you know what? I looked at the premiums if I rolled it, and I would still make $1,500 or $1,600 profit if I just rolled it another 30 days. So I rolled it another 30 days, and lo and behold, I made the $1,500. So it was a winning trade. $1,500 in 2 months, not bad. But you know, I think there's a statistic that says 21 days is the sweet spot if you're going to roll or not. And if under 21 days on a 30-day DTE and a 30-day contract, if you're above 50% in premium, just take it, close it, go find another trade. And the reason why I don't roll is because a lot of times when I go and I screen for options, there's better opportunities most of the time because I'm looking for something that's in the red, that's not at the top of their 52-week highs, right? I'm looking at the charts and I'm just looking for opportunity where I can get really good premiums with a good margin of safety. And sometimes it's not the same stock, so I've only rolled once. Most of the time I'm closing my trades. If it's 50%, like 2 weeks in, I'll probably close it. If it's 70%, 3 weeks in, I'll probably close it. I've gotten 90% in the first day because things took off. It's insane. And you close that. You don't wait 4 weeks for it to expire. So hopefully that answered your question, man. And he's talking about stock options, which it's a game changer, bro. It's literally a game changer. All right, let's watch Invest with Brandon. I really like Invest with Brandon.
Of retail traders, they lose money with stock options, and it's honestly not even a surprise because they make the same old mistakes time after time after time. They pick the wrong companies, they pick the wrong expiration dates, they pick the wrong types of options, and they're like, oh my God, why did I lose money? You're doing the same mistakes every single time that the herd is doing every single time, and you have to get out of that mindset. So in this video, I'm going to show you inside of my $1 million account, and I'm going to explain to you the logic and the basis as to why I do stock options the way that I do it, because most people probably aren't even going to realize that you could do options in the way that I'm going to explain to you right now. And if you make it to the end of the video, it's probably going to click for you. You'll have that light bulb moment, because I remember the first time that I was exposed to this strategy, I was a little bit skeptical, but at the end of the video, it's like, why was I trying to do any other strategy except for this one? Because this one works in a bull market, it works in a bear market, and it works on any company as long as it passes the test that we're going to lay out in this video right here. So let's start to dive in. So I want to read you the story really quick about how somebody lost their entire life savings with leverage and with stock options just a few days ago when Trump sent out that tweet about doing 100% tariffs on China, and the price of Bitcoin went down sharply. And it doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin or stock, this applies to everything. This just builds into why it's critical to get your option trading strategy correct right now. Because yes, everybody's a genius in a bull market. Everybody loves to make money, but volatility will come and you will eventually get wiped out if you aren't prepared the right way. So let me read to you what this guy said, and then we'll dive into my strategy. So he said, all my savings, 6 years of dollar cost averaging, got liquidated last night. I was one of the people who never tried to time the market and was telling people to stay away from leverage. I just did dollar cost averaging, yet here I am, and maybe this sad story will contribute to the community. I guess people have different reasons for why they end up using leverage. I don't need to be convinced that Bitcoin's here to stay and that the price will keep going up. That's why I was dollar cost averaging in. Anything left out of my monthly salary would go into Bitcoin. However, in the last 1 to 2 years, my monthly expenses rose significantly, and I was upset about not being able to buy as much Bitcoin as I could in the past. This is what led me to the idea that I can make up for that period in 1 to 2 leverage trades. It all went downhill from there. Last night, I lost everything, and as of today, my total net worth is not far away from the salary I will receive for this month. Everything got wiped out, and I'm already 36 years old. So before I go into the next paragraph, this is so common with people. They feel like they want to make up for lost time. They want to turn their $10,000 account into $1 million account as fast as possible, but they end up risking everything to end up never getting to the $1 million account. So this is a case in point example of somebody that's just not being patient and not letting the investments work how they're supposed to work. He's trying to rush it. He got greedy. The market had volatility and he got wiped out. So then he said, the realization of my age, how much time it took me to get to this point before I was touching leverage, and then imagining all the things this money could fix today if I just spent it.
Thanks, man.
All those feelings and those thoughts are devastating beyond my ability to describe it. The feeling of shame, the feeling of letting my family and relatives down, and I won't ever be able to admit what happened here to anybody, and I will have to live with this feeling of shame likely forever. I have seen posts of people who are suicidal. I am not, but I very well understand why many others may be. Going through this horror, it's just, this is bad. Like, this guy lost 6 years of dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. He bet his entire life on this, and he just lost it on a couple few trades that were simply wiped out by Trump sending out a tweet. So we don't have to read the rest of it. I just want to elaborate on this really quick, and then we'll dive straight into options. And it's this idea that options, leverage, all this stuff with trading, it's becoming so mainstream right now. I remember when Robinhood came out, it's like, do you think the stock is going to go up or do you think the stock is going to go down? And people didn't even know what a call or a put option was. They would just say, I think the stock's going to go up. Okay, you should buy a call option is what Robinhood would say. So there's all these newbies that come into the market and the market's been going up, so they've been making money. Bitcoin's been going straight up. AI stuff has been going straight up. Gold has obviously been going straight up. Everybody's a genius right now. And you know, it's that simple. They just get overly confident in a trade. They overweight. They put too much money into it. Something bad happens. It goes against them. They think, oh my God, the market's been going straight up. It can't possibly go down. And then that's exactly what it does. The market goes down. So there is a better way to take on leverage and do options. If you want to learn it, I'm going to explain it in this video in the next 5 or 10 minutes. You're going to learn exactly how I do it. It's going to work in a bull market. It's going to work in a bear market. It's not the most exciting strategy. It's not the most sexy strategy. But again, as I've always said on this channel from day one, I'm here to make money. I know that you're here to make money. If there's any better strategy out there, of course, I want to learn anything. I'm always a student of the craft, but I have thousands of people that learn this system, that went through my course, that are in my Discord, and we literally go live every single Wednesday. And this is not to pitch my Discord. I just want to tell you this. We go live every single Wednesday. No better strategy than what this strategy is right here. If it made sense to do 500.
I was following this guy when he had like 600,000 in his account, and this was like a year and a half ago. Crazy. His day change will be negative 10,000 today because the market's down.
Day trades a day, I would do it. If it made sense to make one trade every 20 years, I would do it.
Take a look at this. In the long term, this is 2023. Slowly but surely, it dipped. Oh, what a dumbass. It keeps going. It dipped quite a bit. What a dumbass. What a dumbass. Keeps going, and he's at new highs, 1.2 million. And he can earn, just from dividend stocks, enough to stop working if he wanted to. But with selling premium, bro, with this, he can make 30, 40K a month.
Whatever makes the most amount of money in a low risk way, in a sustainable way, in a way that if the market falls 50%, we're going to be fine. In a way that if the market goes up 50%, we're going to be fine. That is what it's all about. You need a strategy that is sustainable, because the market valuations that we're trading at right now, it's definitely up there. And you have to be able to sustain a 40% stock market drop. If you can't, you're just gambling and you're just hoping that the momentum keeps going up. I get it that AI is great, AI is amazing, but the market's hot and you have to be prepared for all scenarios. All right, so let's dive into this portfolio, because it's really going to be easiest to just show you an example trade for why I do this and the whole logic behind it. So let's dive in. All right, so let's start off with United Health, because this is the trade that I have open right now. And again, like, this portfolio changes all the time. At the time of recording this video, this is what I simply have open. But a few months ago, United Health fell quite a bit. I felt like it was blown out of proportion. And I know that this company has a moat. They have pricing power. They have a durable competitive advantage. And I'm okay to hold the company for the long term. And of course, I feel like it's trading below intrinsic value, which intrinsic value is just basically what is the fair value of the company. I feel like it's cheap. So what I did was I sold some puts on United Health. Minus 10 contracts right here. I sold the 230 put, and I collected $42,000 in premium. $42,000 in premium just means I collected $42,000 in cash. Now, there's a couple common mistakes that people make. Number one is that people are going to sell way too many contracts. They're going to sell way too many contracts because they just want to sell all the puts and they want to get all this cash flow. But if the stock happens to fall and this contract expires into money, they're not going to have the capital to go take assignment of this. So like the guy before with the Bitcoin example, he was just too leveraged. He had too many option contracts out there. So when the stock goes against you, your broker calls you up and says, hey, you got a margin call, bro. You either have to close this stuff out or you have to send a bunch of money to this account. He basically had to close out everything that he had open because his account could not support the trade anymore. So we'll talk about ratios and how to keep all this stuff in check so that if United Health happens to fall a lot, I'm going to show you why we're going to be just fine. And the common mistake that other people make too is that they'll do sold puts as cash secured, which is a huge mistake. Take the money that you sell the put on and go invest it. Because if you're selling the put, you're bullish on the company. Why would you be bullish on a company but then go set that money in cash? That's probably the dumbest thing that you could ever do. And
I love that advice that he gives. When you collect premium from selling puts or covered calls, go buy more shares with that premium. Whether it's an individual stock because you love the company, or what I've been doing is the indexes. I've been buying more QQQ. QQQ's made me 20% the last few years, I think. Of VOO, probably I think it's up like 15% this year. You're double dipping with that premium, with those gains.
some people are going to say, oh, well, Brandon, it's risky that you're not doing this as cash secured, because what are you going to do if you have to take assignment of these shares? Hold on for 1 second, and I'm going to explain that to you. So I took the 42K, and look what I did. I bought shares, and I also bought some call options. So you can see I'm up $25,000 on these calls, almost 26. I'm up $25,000 on the sold puts. I'm up $11,000 on the shares, and I'm up $8,000 on these calls right here too. So when you're bullish and when you have conviction, you have to strike hard. You don't want to have to do 10 trades a day.
I'm not gonna lie, he got 60% of the premium
where you're just scalping and making maybe 5 or
How much time he got
10%
left?
here and there. When opportunity comes, you have to strike, and you have to strike hard. So I did strike kind of hard on United Health. Now,
At United Health, I told you guys when it all went down, I told you I'd go buy it. I looked at the financials. The CEO ain't changing the company. It's going to go up fairly quickly. If I had the capital to buy calls, I would have, but I didn't have capital for that. All my capital was being used. So
the typical person's going to say, well, Brandon, you sold 10 puts, the 230 strike rate here. If you just multiply that together, that means that I'm on the hook to buy $230,000 worth of United Health stock.
all right, this might be going over some of y'all's heads, but definitely love his channel. Go check it out. Invest with Brandon. I wanted to show you guys the software before I end my stream today. So this is a screener for options, and this is what I meant by, a lot of times I don't roll because there might be better opportunities out there in different companies. And so you guys can see like this thing is a screener for right now. It's showing 50 opportunities. So I like to go conservative here. And it shows you how it formulates what a conservative stock looks like. Copy and paste this in ChatGPT and see what it thinks about our formula. It's probably going to tell you, yeah, this is what the best analysts do to decide whether a stock is conservative or not. And this is for options, for selling puts specifically. Okay. And so if you come in after the screener happens, let me close the watch list because I don't have anything on my watch list. And by the way, guys, I built this app. So if you come in here, you'll see grade A, grade B plus, and you can't just go by the grade. The grade is it's a good option to buy, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's safe, right? It's graded A because the premiums are great, the margin of safety is great, the monthly return is great. So in this instance, right, Robinhood is going to give you 3.59% return for the month, which is insane. If you don't want to take that type of risk, right, even though this is saying it's a safe risk because you have an 18% margin of safety, okay? And the delta is 0.18, which means you have an 82% chance of winning, okay? The stock price is 140, which means the price would have to go below 115 in 24 days. If you don't think that's going to happen, you might like this stock. But if you want to take less risk, you might be okay with not taking 3.59%. You might be okay with making 2.5% for the month. In that case, you can buy something that has a lower strike price. Maybe that's 105. And now your margin of safety is much higher than 20%. And you still make 2.5%. Compounding over a year, that's a lot of money. And if you like Robinhood as a company, which I will go look at, let's look at Robinhood's financials. All right. So Robinhood grows every year in revenue. Would you look at this? Free cash flow for the most part, it's profitable. Earnings per share, profitable. It has debt. It has zero debt. $10 billion in cash. This company ain't going anywhere anytime soon. For a tech company to have zero debt and a whole bunch of cash and the revenues is continuously growing. Now, it's important to look at it quarterly as well. And quarterly, this company is growing every quarter. And quarterly, this company has made, in the last quarter, $1.8 billion. Guys, that's why the cash keeps growing and there's no debt. If you like Robinhood as a company, you will probably sell puts on it because if you're assigned, then you have to buy the shares. But that's okay. You can sell covered calls or just hold the stock until it increases in price, right? So with that being said, this screener does most of the heavy lifting for you. Every day there's opportunities. I need to get in one of these trades, right? Like maybe you like HIMS. Maybe you like SoFi. Maybe you like Palantir better. Maybe you like, is there another one here? VRT. Maybe you like MicroStrategies, right? Micron, ARM, which is a AI stock, right? Shopify, maybe you like that. They're in here. Okay. And then if you come in here, you can get more aggressive and try to get way more returns. You guys can see right away 4.61% average return, but everything is risky. Now, if you think that SoFi with an 11% margin of safety is good to go, and you're going to take the risk to make 5%, go for it. Some people are willing to sell this put on SoFi because they want to get a sign. They just want to make a bunch of money. So a lot of people, instead of just buying SoFi, if you want to buy SoFi, you can buy it, but why not just sell a put on SoFi at an egregious monthly return of 5.2528%, and you want to get assigned, even though you got a decent margin of safety and you might not get assigned because there's a 72% chance you're going to win, right? If you do go get assigned, perfect. I bought the stock, but I collected premium on top of that. And so the money you would have made here would have been $1,200. Right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Would have been $127. But that's because it's a small amount. You buy, if you want to make $1,000 from this, you buy, 9 contracts, and you made $1,000. Okay. AMD's in here for those of you guys that like AMD. All right. So this app right here, you get it for free if you're in the mentorship. If you're not in the mentorship, it's just $10 a month. I have to charge for this because I spend a shit ton of money for the API calls, for the WebSocket, for the data that we're pulling to be able to create this screener. But if you go to BossioInvesting.com, here's the site, tells you all about it. Okay. And you can see $10 a month, right? This allows you to see the terminal if you want to check it out. But if you click on something, you're going to have to subscribe. So anyways, if you're a 6FB member, you can see the 6FB login here. Go ahead and log in, and you can just put in your email. You already have access. You already have access. So you can see here, boom, 6FB member, recognize. So then you can just click access terminal and you're good to go. If you're not a 6FB member and you don't want to join the mentorship because maybe you're not a barber or you don't see the value in the added cost, you can get this for just $10 a month. I'm not getting wealthy off of this. I'm just trying to cover I have to sign up 500 people. I think it is. No, 100 people. No, 200 people in order to cover my cost. Okay. So anyways, if you decide to sign up, you put in your email, you accept, boom, subscribe for $10. It's going to take you over to Stripe. Go ahead and subscribe. Boom, boom, boom. After this, it's going to redirect you to create your password. And then once you have your password, you just put in the email that you signed up with. The enter password is going to pop up, and then you'll be able to access the terminal. All right. So if that's something that interests you, go check it out. I have a free course as well, so that you can learn stock options. Totally free. Give you all the game. But I also, I like to continue to learn and listen to other investors because you should get different perspectives. That's part of Socratic discussions, right? Even though we're not talking person to person, we can learn from each other's opinions. So, all right, you guys, I got to get off because I have a mentorship call in 30 minutes. If you're in the mentorship, I will see you guys there in our Zoom call. And thanks, PJ. I appreciate it, man. That's love, man. I'm just trying to help people, man, and I enjoy this. I do it anyways. I might as well stream it. Y'all have a good one, man. Thanks for jumping on this live with me, y'all.